How do you react when you go up to do a face-off with someone and they give you the middle finger and then they won't even stand close to you?
I don't know. It was different. No one's ever done that to me before. So I don't know. I felt like I was a school kid or something.
Did you expect that from him? I mean, he's an opponent known. He tends to get angry before his fights. He needs emotion. I mean, do you take it personally, or do you think you're just the next guy that comes along?
No, I don't care. I'm just the next ugly face that he's going to try to punch. I know Nick, and I think he's in his heart he's a good guy, but he doesn't know how to have art in his fighting.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on what you see in Nick? I mean, you left out he's a great ground technician. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I mean, how do you plan to handle all those other aspects of his game?
Well, the other aspects, I mean, I fought Renzo, and Renzo didn't do anything to me on the ground, so I'm not that concerned about Nick. I think he's got, he got a lot of skill there, but I mean, I focus on his weaknesses. I know what his strengths are, and I'm ready for his strengths. Nobody really has. I mean, no one's ever tapped me out in MMA or got me in a submission hold in MMA. It's never something I'm worried about. I'm prepared for it, and I like to examine his body and examine his weaknesses. And he needs to move his head, because I'm going to sock him right in his chin, and I think it's going to be the end of the match.
What should fans expect on April 11th?
Oh, they should expect the old Frank, which is to come out and take care of business and just get it done. I mean, I always prided myself on being an artist, and I took my art too far. I brought entertainment too far into the MMA match, and I did that because our sport always needed that, and we don't need that now. We have Showtime, we have CBS, we have Strikeforce, we have amazing broadcast and promotional partners, and I really feel like it's time for me to get back to basics, and that's just to smash people, and I know how to do that. I'm very, very, very good at that. So fans can expect to see me taking care of business.
So the cut to 179 is not a worry at all for you? No.
I'm actually a small dude. I think I'm naturally 183 pounds. So, in that way, Nick was actually right. He's a big, tall, giant guy. I'm the average guy. It's just in the past when I started, there were no weight classes. Then there was a 199 weight class, and I was never 199. So this for me is a very natural and comfortable weight. And I don't know. I'm excited about how fast I am and how fluid my body moves at this weight.
I don't want to take the spotlight away from Nick Diaz, but I do have to ask about your older brother, Ken. Tested positive for steroids this week. First of all, what was your reaction to it? You didn't really have much to say at the press conference, but I do want to ask again, and obviously you've had some negativity between you. There's been some negative comments as of recently. So first, your reaction to the steroids, and do you think he did it?
Oh, absolutely. I've always known Ken was on steroids, so to me it wasn't a surprise. To me it wasn't I told you so.
Really? So you say he's been on steroids throughout this whole time, throughout the last few years, being off out of the UFC and fighting for smaller promotions. He's been on steroids.
Ever since I've known him.
Ever since you know him.
Something's changed. I don't know. Maybe something changed. Maybe he found a new light. It doesn't seem like it.
You said a couple weeks ago that you believed Ken had cut himself at the Elite XC event and had actually taken himself out of the fight by purposely cutting himself. Why do you believe that?
I just, I'm a fan of pro wrestling, and I know what happens in pro wrestling. I think Ken in his heart is a pro wrestler, desperate to save his name and his brand, and I think he made the decision. It's my opinion. It may not be factual, but it's my opinion.
Do you think if this Ken can get back on track, and obviously it's going to take some time, would you think that fight will ever happen with him?
No, I think Ken's done. I think he's completely done, and I think the fight's done. And this, he's going to be 47 when he gets off suspension, and I'm not going to go beat up a 47-year-old. It just doesn't make any sense. And without steroids, it looks like he doesn't have anything left. So
right.
Let's let him go.
And getting back to his Strikeforce, obviously after Nick Diaz, do you want to go back up to 185 pounds, or I assume 170 is not doable?
I haven't been 170. I've been 179 since high school, so I honestly, I don't know. I'm getting smaller as I get older, which is just, I spend more time at home with my family, so I lift weights less. And I don't know. I think the future for me is I think anything could happen. I don't worry too much about it.
So 170 is feasible, you think?
Might be. I don't know. I can't remember being 170, but my pants don't fit and all my shirts are a little too big. So, why not? I don't know. All the guys my size, and I was just looking at Scott Smith, he's 205 pounds. And he's going to fight at 185. Those guys are monstrous. I don't know if I'm going to fight those guys or the 170 guys. Who knows? Fight whoever they give me, apparently.
Right. Well, we'll see how you do at 179 against Nick Diaz first.
Yeah, I hope I don't get smashed. That would suck, huh?